Hi everyone, this is the second part of our COVID-19 induction session. So this section is moving on to testing and tracing. Okay, so again, I'm going to share my screen. So this section is on testing and tracing. So I'm just going to go full screen again so you can see my screen properly. And here we are. So this section is all about testing and tracing. So we established in the first part of the induction session that if you have any of those symptoms, you must self-isolate. You mustn't come into school. If you were in school, you would be sent home, and you and any member of your household would be expected to self-isolate, and you have to get a test. So this session is all about testing and then tracing. So getting a test. If you have any of those symptoms, you would be expected to get a test. Okay, and getting tested helps you find out if you and if any of those people that you live with have to carry on self-isolating. Because if you've got that symptom, everyone in your household must self-isolate until you get a test, and then they're only able to stop that self-isolation if that test is positive, or until you have waited the right amount of time. So we'll go through that now in detail. So when would you ask for a test? You need to complete the test within the first 5 days of having any of those symptoms. But it's really important that you do not wait. And the quicker you do it, the quicker everyone else in your household, if you are negative, would be able to stop self-isolating. So ask for the test as soon as you have symptoms. So where do you get a test? Well, you can either go online and you can go to the NHS website. And if you type into a search engine, NHS coronavirus testing, it will come up with the website and you'll follow it through that way. Or also online, you can do the same thing. You can go through gov.uk and put into a search engine, gov.uk coronavirus testing, and it will send you through the same process. Or if you can't get online, you can phone NHS 119. And then you will be able to sort out getting a test that way. So that is how you book yourself into a test. Okay, so you can get a free NHS test today to check if you have coronavirus. So if you have the symptoms, you are able to apply to get a free NHS test straight away. So you can have the test, and it's a swab test. That's what it's called. You get a swab that you have to put into the back of your throat, and you have to put it up to the back of your nose. I know because I've had one of these tests. So I had a cough that was quite a persistent cough. I didn't think it was COVID, but it meant that myself and my family had to self-isolate. This was right at the start of lockdown, actually. And I managed to get a test the same day, and I had my test results back within 36 hours. It said that I was negative for COVID-19, so I didn't have COVID-19, and that then meant that my family didn't have to self-isolate. I stayed in until I felt better, until my cough had gone, but my family, who were all fine, didn't have to self-isolate anymore. Okay, so it's easy to do. So you take the swab test, and you would take it at a test site near you, and then you would get the results tomorrow. Or ideally, they send you the results within 24 hours. Sometimes it can take a bit longer. But when you give the test in, when you submit that test, they normally tell you how long it will take to get back. So either at a test site, or you could get it with a home test kit. So in some circumstances, you might not be able to get to a test site. So it's easier for the NHS to send you a test instead. There is another test as well. My screen has stopped showing for some reason. So there is another test as well that's called the antibody test to check if you've had coronavirus. This isn't widely available yet, so it's not a test that you would be able to get. Okay, but you can get your test today. You can book in for a test if you have one of those symptoms, and either you would go to a test site that is near to you, or if you need to, then a test kit would be sent home to you, and you would do it at home, and then you would send it back off and wait for your results. Do not wait. Okay, this is from the NHS website. If you have symptoms, get a test as soon as possible, and you need to get the test done in the first 5 days of having symptoms. So book a visit to a test site to have the test today, or order a home test kit if you cannot get to a test site. On days 1 to 4 of your symptoms, you can get tested at a site or at home. If you're ordering a home test kit on day 4, it has to be done before 3 p.m. On day 5, you would have to go to a test site, okay? Because then it's too late to order a home test kit. So if you're not able to get a test in the first 5 days of having symptoms, you and anyone that you live with must stay at home and they must self-isolate. And we'll talk about that in another session. Anyone in your support bubble, remember that's different to your teaching bubble, your school bubble. So anyone within your support bubble must also stay at home and self-isolate. So taking the test, what the test involves. So like I said, the test usually involves taking a swab from the inside of your nose and the back of your throat. And that uses what looks like a long cotton bud. So you can do the swab yourself if you're age 12 or over. So if you're under, if you're 11 or under, then a parent or carer would need to do it for you if you're doing it at home, or someone can do it for you. Okay, and there is the link there. If you need to get a test, there is the link. If you need medical advice about your symptoms, and like we said before, you could go to NHS 111 online coronavirus service in England. Okay, if you think that there is something seriously wrong, don't forget to call 999. That's really important. Okay, so that is straight from the NHS website. So what must you do when you get your results? Well, you must inform school. That is really important that you let us know what your test result is. If your test result is negative, you're likely to get it through a text message as well, by the way. If your test result is negative, then that means that the test did not find coronavirus. So you do not need to self-isolate if your test is negative, as long as everyone you live with who has symptoms tests negative. So if anyone else in your household has symptoms, they must also test negative. And similarly, everyone in your support bubble, if any of them have symptoms as well, they must test negative. And if you were not told to self-isolate for 14 days by NHS Testing Trace, and if you were, then you follow the advice that Testing Trace have given you. So if none of those things have happened, and if you feel well, then you are able to stop your self-isolation. Okay, if you feel unwell, stay at home until you're feeling better. Now, if your test result, on the other hand, is positive, then that then puts in place a different chain of events. So a positive result means that you had coronavirus when the test was done. So if your test is positive, you must make sure that you are self-isolating. So you must immediately self-isolate, and you should have been self-isolating from when you had those symptoms, apart from going for your test. If you had a test, but you have not had symptoms, self-isolate for 10 days from when you had the test. You need to self-isolate for at least 10 days from the start of your symptoms if you had symptoms. And you can only return to school if you do not have symptoms other than a cough or loss of sense of smell or taste. They can last for a lot longer, okay? And that is after you've completed your self-isolation period. So even if you've completed your self-isolation period, if you still have that high temperature, then you still must not return. Okay, so this is what this next bullet point here says. If you still have a high temperature, you should continue to self-isolate until your temperature returns to normal. Okay, other members of your household must continue to self-isolate for the full 14 days. Okay, so if you have symptoms and then you go and get a test and your test is positive, you must self-isolate for 10 days from when you had symptoms. Okay, everyone in your household has to self-isolate for 14 days from when you had symptoms. Okay, unless anyone else in your household has also had symptoms in a test, or unless your symptoms haven't gone. Okay, so it's really important that you know that. So 10 days from you having the symptoms, 14 days for anyone else in your household. In the same way, if someone in your household has symptoms and they have a test, they self-isolate for 10 days from having the symptoms, you have to self-isolate for 14 days, okay, unless they get the test and the test comes back negative. Okay, so stay at home. If you had a test because you had symptoms, you and anyone you live with must stay at home, and that is what we mean by self-isolate until you get your result. Really, really important. And anyone in your support bubble must also self-isolate until you get your result. What do schools do in this situation? Well, we would work with what's called our local health protection team. Okay, and schools are going to be doing a lot of work with their local health protection teams this year. So we will contact the local health protection team if you let us know that you have tested positive. Now, the local health protection team might also contact us if they've been informed that one of our pupils has tested positive. So it might have happened during a holiday or over a weekend or something like that. So you've not been into school for us to know that you've had symptoms, but somebody has tested positive. The local health protection team will inform the school. The health protection team will carry out a rapid risk assessment. So they will work with us and they are looking to confirm and identify who has been in close contact with the person who has tested positive during the period that they were infectious. Okay, the local health protection team will advise us on who we would need to send home to self-isolate. So these people would then need to self-isolate for 14 days since they last had contact with the infectious person. Any household members of any students who are sent home don't need to self-isolate unless that student that we're sending home themselves develops symptoms. Okay, so what does close contact mean? Okay, because people within close contact would be the people that were sent home. So that means direct close contacts, okay, which is close face-to-face contact, so under 1 meter for any length of time, and that might include talking to somebody, coughing on them, any unprotected physical contact, so skin to skin contact. So that makes somebody a direct close contact. Also proximity contacts. So that might be being within 1 to 2 meters of somebody for more than 15 minutes. And the third way that they define close contact is traveling in a small vehicle like a car with an infected person. Okay. So what if you are sent home to self-isolate? If you are sent home, you have to self-isolate for 14 days. Okay, if you develop symptoms within your 14-day self-isolation, you should get a test. So if you're just told you are a contact, you have to go and self-isolate, then you go and self-isolate for 14 days, okay? You don't have to get a test at that point. It's only if you develop symptoms within that time, so one of those 3 symptoms that we looked at right at the start, and if you get any of those symptoms, then you should get a test. And then if your test is negative, then you still have to complete your 14-day self-isolation because there is still a possibility that you could develop the symptoms within that period. If your test is positive, you must inform school as soon as possible. That is really important. And then you must also self-isolate for at least 10 days from the onset of your symptoms. So that is the same. So it's 10 days from having the symptoms and 14 days for anyone in the household or anyone who has been those close contacts. So if you had the symptoms at this point, okay, that is when again your household then would then have to self-isolate for at least 14 days from when your symptoms begin, and you would be advised to follow this document here. So it's this document called Stay-at-Home Guidance that the government have put together, and you would be expected to follow this guidance. So this guidance is on our website as well, so you can access that. There is a parent section in our website, and there is a tab that is called Autumn, Start of Autumn Term 2020, and this link is in there as well. This presentation is there as well, and you can just click this link. Okay, so NHS Testing Trace. If you test positive for COVID-19, you would receive a request by text or email or phone to log into the NHS Testing Trace service website. And then you would need to provide them with information about any recent close contacts that you have had. So this is what you would be asked to do, okay? So you'd be asked to sign in. So here's a website. You can see the link to the website there. On the contact tracing website, you would be asked for information, including your name and your date of birth and your postcode. If you live with other people, any places that you've been recently, such as your workplace or school, and then the names and contact details of any people that you have been in close contact with in the 48 hours before your symptoms started. And you'd be expected to give as much detail as you can remember there, okay? If you can't use the contact tracing website, then you would be asked for that information over the phone. It's really important that you're aware of this as well and that your family are aware of this. The NHS Testing Trace service would not ask for any of these details. So they wouldn't ask for any of your bank details or any payments, or ask for any details of any of other accounts such as social media, or ask you to set up a password or a PIN number over the phone, or ask you to call them on a premium rate number such as those starting with 09 or 087. And it's just important to know what they wouldn't ask you to do, because some people you know, might try and take advantage of people in these sorts of times with hoax emails, etc., etc. So just so that you're aware, NHS Testing Trace would never ask for any of this information, okay? So again, just to remind you about some of these key numbers. If you feel like you are struggling with your symptoms at home, or your condition gets worse and you wanted to speak to somebody, then you can go to the NHS 111 online COVID-19 service. Remember, if you don't have internet access, then you can call 111, but if it's a medical emergency, then you would call 999. Okay? How can you protect yourself then from COVID-19? Okay, and again, this is from the NHS website. Okay, so these are the things that they say do, and these are the things that they say don't. So they say do, stay 2 meters away from someone you do not live with when outside of your home where possible. Okay, wash your hands with soap and water often. Do this for at least 20 seconds, and this is one of the most important mitigating factors, okay? Making sure that we have what we call good hand hygiene. So wash your hands with soap and water often and for at least 20 seconds, okay? If soap and water is not available, then use hand sanitizer gel, okay? Wash your hands as soon as you get home. That should be part of your routine. You get in, you wash your hands. If you are about to cough or sneeze, make sure that you are doing that either into a tissue or into your sleeve, okay? Not into your hands. And then put any tissues straight in the bin and make sure that you are either washing your hands or sanitizing your hands after that. And if you can, wear something that covers your nose and mouth when it is hard to stay away from people, such as in shops or in public transport. Okay, so we know that public transport, this is now mandatory, and there are other locations as well where it has been made mandatory. That means that we have to make sure that we are wearing face coverings. Okay, so these, look at this picture here. Okay, so some of the key things that we must remember. Wash our hands or sanitize them, but if we're washing our hands for at least 20 seconds, use a tissue for coughs and avoid touching your face. Okay, and don't touch your eyes or your nose or your mouth if your hands are not clean. Okay, so this is always, it's important that we change our behaviors and we get into really good habits to make sure that we are protecting ourselves as much as possible from COVID-19. Okay, so I'm going to pause here. I'm going to stop recording and stop sharing, and then we will look at the final